Our plane leaves this afternoon, actually late this evening, so we have some time to kill in D.C. and we're going to start off with the American Museum of, what do we call it here?
History.
National Museum of American History, which Kelly went to yesterday and really enjoyed. Among the things we look forward to seeing are R2-D2, C-3PO, and the ruby red slippers that belong to Dorothy. Should be a good day. As promised, here's the ruby red slippers worn by Judy Garland, who portrayed Dorothy in the 1939 movie Wizard of Oz. And this certainly has had an effect on shaping our nation. R2-D2 and C-3PO. Star Wars, born in 1977. I still remember going to see it in the theater to this day. Really big deal. Many of you all know the Muppets. Kermit the Frog was apparently born in 1955. I had no idea he was that old or that the characters looked like that in the beginning, but there's your originals.
He also made his debut here in D.C. on a television short called Sam and Friends.
Cool. All right, more information on Kermit. I just learned that Jim Henson made Kermit out of his mother's very own green coat and his very own blue jeans. That's how the first Kermit the Frog was made. In 1957, then the world of tennis was white, and then Althea Gibson shattered the color barrier. In 1940, when she was 14 years old, her Harlem neighbors paid for her first tennis lessons. Decades later, she became the first black player to compete in the national championship, and a year later at Wimbledon. In 1957, she took the women's singles title at both during a time when racial segregation persisted on and off the course. Her achievements raised questions about how long must women of color wait for equality and social justice. Some of y'all may have seen the musical Hamilton from 2015. Yes, that was what he wore there. A little something from my generation, we have Prince's Yellow Cloud guitar from 1983. Of course, he then became the artist formerly known as Prince, and then I believe he became the artist known as Prince again. Joe Louis, one of the famous boxers of American history, the entire country united to celebrate his 1938 defeat of Nazi Germany's Max Schmeling as a victory for democracy over fascism. But the boxer's win over Schmeling, who Hitler held as an icon of white supremacy, highlighted the United States' own racial divides. It electrified black communities facing Jim Crow-era racial oppression and violence, and drew renewed attention to the unceasing question, would the United States truly ever become the land of the free? And here are his blows from that fight. Now, most of you all are too young to remember this, but your parents will appreciate this. This is the actual sign that was used in the series MASH. MASH was a very long-running sitcom about a hospital crew during the Korean War. Right here we have some more iconic pieces of American entertainment industry. This was the very first Superman suit from the Superman TV series, black and white, long before your time. And y'all need to ask your parents who the Lone Ranger was. That was his mask. Your grandparents would appreciate this one. It's the chairs from the House of All in the Family, an early American sitcom. This one is dedicated to the ladies. First we have the ears and gloves worn by Catwoman in 1966 to 1968. This is going to be the badge for Dana Scully in the iconic television series X-Files. If we take and zoom out a little bit, we've got Xena, Princess Warrior's costume. We also have a, let's do this one. They said this one is the costume Felicia Day wore as Kai Sherman in the music video promoting the web series The Guild. Not familiar with that one. We've got a katana used in The Walking Dead by Dana Gura. Then up above, we've got the Empress costume worn by Michael Jan Felipe as a Red Angel in the Star Trek series Discovery. And then finally, we have, I believe that is the Wasp costume. Not real sure on that one. Did any of you grow up on Sesame Street? Well, here we got the Grouch, we got Elmo, some other character I don't recognize. Your parents or probably grandparents would appreciate that. That is Mr. Rogers' red sweater. And of course, we have Howdy Doody, which would be something probably from your great grandparents' age, but very important American icons here in the entertainment industry once again. If you ever hear me refer to the Peanut Gallery, not needing to hear comments from the Peanut Gallery, that was something that was said during Howdy Doody. Are any of y'all fans of the X-Men? That is Storm's costume from the X-Men series. And then for Jurassic Park, you remember that prop where they had the mosquito that was stuck in the amber? Well, right there it is. How about that? After my run yesterday, I had to get myself included in this one. Captain America's shield. Truly an American icon. So do you consider your TV too small, too big, or just right? This is one of the earlier black and white model televisions, and you can see how deep it went. I know we all have thin screen TVs today, but these had big glass tubes in them that reached way back into the body of the TV. And right here is the early television remote for folks who were rich and could afford cable TV. We didn't have one of these in my house. But you notice that even though it's a remote, it still had to be plugged in and had a long wire that we would take and run from the TV to where you were sitting. This is some true furniture of American history, guys. This is the chairs that General Lee and General Grant sat in when they signed the terms of surrender for the Civil War. General Lee sat in the chair on the left, Grant sat in the chair on the right, and the table between them is where they signed the surrender. Check out this really, really cool old locomotive. It would have had a wood burning instead of coal burning. You can see the wood stacked up back here. And then it would burn the wood to make steam. It says the locomotive was built in 1831. It's known as the John Bull, and it's one of the earliest steam locomotives in the United States. It was imported from England in 1831 for use on the first rail link between New York and Philadelphia. Unfortunately, the Hall of Transportation is closed, which is where I think the Batmobile is, but check out this beautiful car. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the metallic paint job. The steering wheel, which is a welded chain. And lots of red velvet. I do believe this would have been a really hot item back in the 70s. That was a lot of fun. We saw a lot of cool American icona there, cool pieces of American history. A lot of them I didn't show you because quite frankly I didn't think you'd care. But it was still interesting and a great place to go. Probably my favorite museum we've done so far. Now we're heading across the mall towards Botanical Gardens and the Native American History Museum to try and wrap up our trip here.